Ah,
Hey.
here we are. I'm very excited. This is our second announcement on Twitch, but it says the same thing. So I'm pretty excited. We get comments from three different places when they post. We get one from YouTube, one from Facebook, and then one from Twitch, whoever is up there. So it's like a first come, first serve basis. We'll go ahead and give you guys a one card pull reading. And we're really looking forward to being of service today.
All
There.
right. I'm
Right.
ready.
So how have you been? Yeah, how have you been, Sarah?
I've been wonderful. Just there's been a lot of shifts in my life, but everything's been really positive, and I've been using my tarot as ways to direct and learn and discern, and it's been really great. So everything's looking up. It's been
Right?
great.
It seems to be pretty it's not evening out yet. We still feel
Mhm.
like we're going uphill quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it'll even out around February, March. It'll start to feel like we're actually making some kind of progress. And then
Hmm.
up until that time, it's like we're sorting right now. So it feels very arduous,
Yes.
right? This is
Yes.
a lot. This is a lot.
I feel like I have like my grip like this, and then it's like almost quite there. It's like almost. I'm almost got it. So,
Yeah,
but everything's looking up, like everything's
yeah.
flowing. So,
Exactly. I
yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate that feedback because that's how it is for me a lot of times. I'm going to go on Facebook, okay? And I
Mhm.
was wondering while I go on Facebook and I start sharing out our video, would you do me a favor and maybe talk about like what the week looks like ahead to you and then pull a card for our audience,
Mhm.
okay? And then I'll do this other part for right now. Is that okay?
Okay. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna look at the week. I'm gonna clear out some of that energy, and yeah, the energy has been pretty intense, I feel. So I always like to look forward to what it is that I need to do for myself to help that energy flow more fluidly. That's kind of what I do. Because we can't control everything, but we can control ourselves, right? So with things that are happening now, I am going to pull a card. Ooh, so we have the Magician card. That's a beautiful card. I love this card.
I think so. I like it.
Yes. So with the week, I think that if anybody is feeling a little bit more on the like how I feel, like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting it, but I'm not sure. Am I doing the right thing?
Pardon
You're
me.
trying to do something and it's not quite working out, but maybe you're not sure if you're on the right direction. The Magician card is saying you got to keep going because all the work that you're doing is all there. Like you've been doing the right things, you've been doing the right actions, you've had the right mindset. You have all the tools in front of you. So, whatever you have going on or whatever you have in front of you to help you move forward, use those tools because they are all there. Everything is there to help you move to that next step. So, with the week, you're moving into a direction, you're on the right path. And so, this is saying, yes, you have a new start, new beginnings, new chapters. Things are going to be moving and flowing, and utilize it. Could be people that you know, it could be maybe you're telling yourself, maybe I need to like do something for me, maybe. Yes, do something for you. Go within and do what feels right for you. That's a tool to help clear you so you can move forward and progress forward. So, listening and going within is so important. So, keep doing that so that way this week moves with more fluidity. So, that's
That's
what the
good.
magician is talking about. We
I
got
really
new chapter.
right. And
Yeah.
it really feels like we're in the middle of our spiritual lesson at the very
Mhm.
beginning of a new paradigm because we're choosing. I think we're choosing a lot of things that are different than what we've experienced before.
Mhm.
And I think that we're not necessarily fed up as much as we're looking for solutions that are not augmentations of what it used to be,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so magic.
I love magic.
Love it. Okay. Well, All right. So we do have a viewer. If you would like to go ahead and drop an emoji so that way we can address your name, then we'll go ahead and we'll pull a card for you. We would love that.
Yes, let's do it. We already have a great card for the week.
For the upcoming week, right? This is the card that I have. So I'll pull one card. So we have the Magician. That kind of outlines like our spiritual nature. We're kind of in overwhelm, right? And we've been given like all the tools and we're learning how to use them. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, so what does that look like?
Yeah.
And so, okay, so breathe. Let's go with breathe. And
right.
I'm not going to pull a card for the collective yet. I'll pull one for Bree, or you want to pull? I'll pull one for Bree.
Go ahead and pull for Bree. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, Brianna Lynn. Okay, so what I'm getting is that. Let me tune in as I tune into your energy. Okay. All right, so there's a lot of Sag energy or fire energy around you, and it is spiritual, like of a spiritual nature, and it's propelling you in the right direction. It's the Eight of Wands.
Oh.
And you may have made a decision recently that allowed you to move in a direction that you maybe were not sure of. And you're hoping, well, not hoping, I don't want to use that word hope. It feels more like you're coming into this level of acceptance of your choice. It's very situational. It isn't necessarily a life lesson, but the action that you're taking is the correct action. It's leading you in the right direction. Also, it is a lot of communication. Okay. So the communication that you're coming up with, like I'm putting a card right there so I could just like look at it. So it's Eight of Wands. There's pictures of birds and everything coming up along with these really projectile wands that are coming forward. And it's a Sagittarius card, but it's also a Mercury card. So the house of Sag with Mercury in it is not only communication, it's analytics. It's analyzing what it is that you feel, what is it that you would like, and it's asking you that. And you are in this period of situational strength that you didn't know that you had. And I would say communicating to yourself maybe a little bit more with your attributes is going to be even better, further your purpose, because you have balance. It's showing me balance. It's showing me that you're going into places that maybe you haven't been before for yourself, but in this way, the situation calls for it, and you're doing everything that you can in the right way. Okay? So
Love
here's
it.
the card that I got.
Yes.
Here's the Mercury and the Sag. And then here's the card. You can see the birds and everything.
Those are cool cards.
Isn't that a neat card?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Bree.
Thank you.
Next, Kelly. Kelly Holmes. Kelly Holmes.
Kelly, would you like me to?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to shuffle up for Kelly.
Very welcome. You're very welcome, Bree.
3 shuffles. Okay. Oh, we got the Hermit card.
Ooh.
I love the Hermit card. I love all these
my
cards,
favorite.
but this is a really good card because this card it's a 9. So we're looking at going within ourselves. Like I was saying before, going within. I said that when I was giving the reading about the week. It's always important to go within because as dark as it is inside of us physically, that's where the true light is, right? So making sure that you're not so getting ahead of yourself. Sometimes we do that. We think too much. We react, right? Like we get a little, if it gets a little chaotic. So taking a deep breath, just focusing in on within, and you go in here and that's where you're going to get all your answers. So if there's something that you're feeling unsure about, instead of getting a little little wobbly and you're feeling like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do, am I doing the right thing? Yes, go within, take some time. And the Hermit is telling you that your answers are going to be there. And a 9 is you're almost at a completion place. So if there's a spot where you're like, I'm almost there, not quite, what do I need to do? Going within and you're going to get to that next stage. So that's the Hermit card. I hope that helps.
I really appreciate that. It feels as though Kelly might be asking for a time, right, as well. And it feels like she's going to do like the hunter gatherer thing through like the harvest season. And then in winter, she's going to come up with like those nuggets that are going to help her through the
Mm.
situation. That's what that really feels like.
Oh, so kind of like when you said the hunter gatherer, right? That kind of like the magician. It's like you're kind of
Exactly.
gathering all the tools that you need, so then that way you can create the
Right.
environment or the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I would also say that Kelly is a little bit more advanced, right? And in that, I would say that in this, because this is more of a spiritual lesson that it is a situation, right? And
Mhm.
so in the spiritual lesson, she's learning that she can be the authority in her life, right?
Mhm.
And so I think that that's what she's cultivating. That's what it feels like, Kelly, that that's what you're cultivating. Many blessings.
Love it. Do it, girl.
Right. I'm hearing if you're hitting, yeah, I'm hearing if you're hitting overwhelm, Kelly, that what you can do is you can go back to basics. All right. Whatever those basics may be for you. It seems as though your spiritual practice is in need of support, right, from you. All right. And that might be a way for you to because it's not new to you, it isn't new to you, but the basics are something that will restore your peace of mind. So meditation, doing shorter meditations so that way you don't feel like you have to rather than you're choosing to, I think that would help you as well.
Yes, basics are so important.
Okay, so we have butterfly rose. I'll pull the question, I'll pull a card. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Butterfly rose. Thank you
Love
for
that
tuning
name.
in, everyone. Okay. Ooh, okay, so make a wish. This is a great card. Yeah, it's the Nine of Cups.
Yeah.
You're very welcome, Kelly. It's the Nine of Cups. All right. So the Nine of Cups is in full swing. It's a Jupiter card. It's also stationed in Pisces for this particular reading. And that lets me know that you're really experiencing a lot of clairvoyance. I'm seeing. So I'm seeing and I'm getting the impression that that's what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's something that is very uh, it isn't uh, it isn't foreign to you, and you're learning how to manage it a little bit in that. I would also say that because you're in expansion, to slow down your ascension process in what you're noticing in comparables to others, because you're a different person than most of the people that are around you. It looks like you're going to become more of a like a leader for others. All right, so like a teacher, maybe sharing your practices, maybe that's what it feels like a lot. Okay, and it does, the card is just telling me that you're seeing the future in an accurate display, and in that accurate display it's actually what you'd like. So if you start describing what it is that you want, that's what's going to take place. Nine cups means that you're almost at completion of a project in a situation, and it has been a little bit emotional. Now you're getting that emotional relief. So check into the moon, sync up with the moon. The moon's really going to have a lot of answers for you. Something else that I see is that you're receiving the benefit of the work that you've done. So keep that in mind. Really allow yourself to lavish yourself and how awesome you are and the choices that you've made. It's the card is very supportive, and it's almost as if anything you would like, okay, you can have. It's the story that you tell that will create the limitation. So if you have a reason for something, that's not going to help you because you'll stay stuck in the reason rather than the reward. So the
Right.
idea is to treat the reward more like, wouldn't it be nice to experience thus? Okay. And that will help you. But you're right there, and it is going to keep coming in. And the reason that like you should maybe slow down is because so much is going to appear and that'll overwhelm you. So really break it down into meal size proportions for yourself, because you're doing a fabulous job. So there's the Nine of Cups. There's Jupiter and Pisces. So Jupiter and Pisces, and then you can see all the grapes, all the beautiful grapes. You can see the water, right here with the shell aspect in gold. So everything's very shiny. All the cups are full, and they're all filled with places that you can see. So many blessings. Oh, you're welcome. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see. Do we have any other comments? We don't have any other comments. If there's anybody else, isn't it a great card? It's a make a wish card. Okay. So anytime you get that card, if you've been manifesting, it's coming. And what you do is you just go, oh, okay, thank you. And you you get into relief and surrender that it's already there. And then it will show up. It'll show up exactly as you let go of it.
Mm.
Okay? So once you let go of it, that's what can come back. If you're playing with it, playing with it, playing with it, it's going to tweak it, tweak it, tweak it. And that's how we have our experience. We tweak it, tweak it, tweak it, right? So that's why it works out. Law of assumption. Yay. All right. Okay. There's a lot of rhythm and movement in a lot of the universal laws. I haven't heard law of assumption. I've heard gender and all of the other ones, but assumption, you can apply it in a quantum field, a law of assumption, but it's really moving possibility into probability language-wise. And that's basically what you're doing. You're telling a narrative to yourself of something you'd like to experience without any blockages. You don't have any reasons that you have to have it. You don't have any reasons that you think that you have to do something in order to receive it, right? It is your story, absolutely your story, and you're mastering that right now. Okay, many blessings. We have Angelica. Would you guys like to pull a card for Angelica?
Absolutely, Angelica, I got you. Let me shuffle up. Okay, here we go. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune.
One of my favorite cards. All the cards are my favorite. I gotta keep saying that.
I
gotta
love
keep
all the
saying
cards.
that.
They're so
Okay,
great.
all right. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Go ahead. Do her up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So whatever it is that you're going through or what you're trying to manifest or create in your life, you are going to, if you're having a hard time with it or you're struggling with it, that's going to be flipping into your favor. So whenever you have something that seems like an influx or a little wobble, it's always going to flip into your favor. The 10 is a state of completion. So you're coming to that place of completion. Always with the good, I always say, enjoy it, be in it, surround yourself in it, really immerse yourself in the positive that you've created and manifested, because it's a beautiful relief for yourself to just go, okay, I'm good. This is great. Get yourself ready, because there's going to be another time that another thing's going to come up that you're going to have to work on and manifest and work through. And it's the wheel. It moves in a cycle. So you utilize the time of when you're maybe in a struggle or you're dealing with something as a place of, you learn from it and then you can move past it. So then you can get into a better state. So the Wheel of Fortune is a great card, but whatever you're going through, you're coming to a place of, yes, I'm getting this. It's going to come into completion. So just remember, when you're in it and you've completed it, enjoy the moment and then gear yourself up, because you're going to go through more as you move forward. So learn how did this, why is this happening the way it is? What is it that I can do to better prepare myself for maybe a situation like this in the future? You kind of utilize that time to really plan for when you do need to go through something, or maybe you're helping somebody with something. So that way you can use your experiences as a way of progressing somebody else forward. So it's like kind of like you're learning, like you're learning in that moment, and then you're going to get what you want because you're working through them and doing the inner work that you need to do as well. So
I love that. That's a spiritual lesson card.
It is a spiritual lesson.
Yes. The
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune is the destiny card.
Mhm.
And for me, it always reads that the individual is working to process material wealth, right?
Mhm.
And it tells you, like you said, that what you think you've lost or don't have is
Mhm.
now going to right itself and come in, and
Yeah,
just managing what you're asking for. So yes.
I love it.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome.
I'm always learning. Like
Congratulations.
I love, like I
Congratulations.
am
I really
totally,
like that card. Do you love that
yes.
card?
I love it, and I love that card because it really does make me remind myself to just go. You know what? Things happen, but if I go, how did this happen? What can I do to learn from it? It makes it not so bad. You know, I really does. It makes life a little bit more fun. You know,
Okay.
even in the sticky situations, I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna flip, and I'm gonna see the light, and it's gonna work out, and I'm gonna do what I got to do, and it always ends up working out. It always does.
It does. It
It
always
does.
works out, and it
Yeah.
works out in ways that we don't expect. That's the best part,
Right. And
right?
everything's all in divine timing too, right? So,
Right? Yeah.
we are people that just like humans like want instant. Sometimes you just have to let things ride. You know? It's all gonna work out.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, we have Shaylee. I'll go ahead and pull a card.
Perfect.
I like your little emoji. Thank you. The little daisy,
Aww. I love it. I love daisies. It's a
right?
daisy flower. Is that what you said? A daisy?
Yeah, it's a little daisy. Okay. So, card. Ooh, okay. So, apparently, spiritual lessons are abundant today.
Yes.
So, the spiritual lesson that you're in right now is of the Hierophant or the Faith card.
Okay.
And, pardon me. Let me see. Let me just look at something. It's a Taurus card. So it's like a Taurian card. And right now, the house of Taurus is experiencing a lot with Uranus there. Uranus is retrograde right now. So I would say that in this particular card, the Wheel of Fortune is very present as well. So you're halfway to the Wheel of Fortune. So you have just made a decision. And in this decision, it's going to require a lot of faith that you made the right decision. I want to let you know you're the only one that can tell you that it was the right decision. Nobody else can tell you and have you believe that. So finding someone, okay, that tells you something of yourself that you need to hear is not as effective as telling yourself that you're the authority, right? Yes, that's what I kept feeling, girl. That's what I kept feeling. I go, oh, Uranus, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, I'm just in house. I'm just in the house. I go, what? And so, yeah, definitely disrupting any kind of healing patterns that you have going on. If you have any health issues, they will resolve themselves. Have faith. Step into a different story about it. The story could be, I am noticing incremental changes. I am noticing XYZ, things that take you out of the old story, and continue to tell those stories, because the story that you tell is the story you live. And with Chiron, Chiron is about not necessarily all of your father, mother wounds or childhood wounds. It's about the wounding of the world right now. So all the Chiron, yes, right. All the Chiron energy is very entrained right now. So we're all feeling each other's wounds every single moment, right? Oh, yeah. And with Mars, perfect. Okay. So the action that you're going to take is the story that you tell. So a lot of times right now, especially with the energy that we're in, because you have Pluto in Capricorn, all right, retrograded to Capricorn, and we'll be there till, for a little bit, not very long. And that's cleaning up all of our material understandings. And that's why Mars in your opposition is asking you for direction and action. The idea is to ask Mars how you can satisfy it emotionally, because that's what Mars needs right now. Mars needs to be soothed and held sacred. It's your spiritual warrior, masculine energy aspect. And in that, how to wield it with your divine feminine spiritual, loving nature, right? And so it really does feel, it really does feel like you're coming together in this aspect. And the faith is that you're making the right choices. All the choices are right. That's the first part of the story that you should learn. Every single choice you've ever made is absolutely right. The next part of the story is that this is the result of my choice. That's it. This is the result of my choice. It isn't, did I make a mistake? Did I do this? Blah, blah, blah. It's not that at all. It's, I made a choice. This is the result. Do I like the result? Do I want to stay in the experience? And if not, it's like, okay, great. I get to make another choice. And that is a better story for you because you're very actionable right now. And I think that this would be very beneficial. Okay. So here you go. All right. And there is somebody there who I'm going to block right now. Okay. Just going up through the little aspects so that here we are. I'm sorry, it just takes me a little while to do all that stuff when they start doing that. Okay, so if you look at it, you can see that the wheel of fortune is right here. Okay, the wheel of fortune. So it has like the whole hieroglyph of like the houses, right? In that, you're in the center of it. You're in the center of it, and you've come out of this conflict, and now it just is going to take faith that you are the authority in your life and that it's okay for you to make these decisions. It's okay for you to make any decisions, but allowing yourself to be the authority doesn't require permission. All right. You are the authority. So all your decisions are correct. These are just the results. You can make more choices later. All right. And I would say that that is a big learning curve for you right now. You're doing really well. Many blessings. Holla. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this real fast.
Yes.
Let's see. Block and delete. See if that one works.
Are we
And
blocking?
here's this block. We're being spammed.
Oh.
It's okay. It'll stop in a second. Okay. Me too. I love this deck. This is the best deck. It's the Tarot of Dreams, and it is Cyril Marchetti. Cyril Marchetti has beautiful graphics. I just absolutely love the graphics.
Yeah, I love the colors on
Thank
them.
you so much. Okay, so the next person we have is Anne Williams with a rose. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you want to pull a card?
Yes, I will.
And we're at 3:58, so we might have time for one more after this.
Okay. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen, she's very, and this is a lot of feelings, but this woman is very intuitive. She's very in sync with herself and her feelings. She also is just very tuned in. She's like a mother figure. She's very just, she's in control of her emotions and in control of others, helps others with their emotions. If you're feeling like you're not at some point, this is saying that there might be a person that has that nature to them that can help you with your feelings and your emotions, kind of like a mother figure, someone that can help with your like balancing you out and helping you take control of your emotions. Or it could mean you are feeling like you're coming into control of your own emotions. You're getting back into a more of an intuitive state. Yeah, I feel like this one has a lot of, there's little cherubs all around. So I see like divine, you know, angels. They're little cherubs, so innocent. So, you know, just coming back into more of your innate nature, your intuitions and who you are. Yeah, she's a very she's in control, but she's in control of herself and has a lot of love and a lot of the feelings that she can give out to others. So I'm not quite sure if this is saying that go get it, Lucinda. So I'm not sure if you're feeling, if this is you specifically are feeling this way about yourself, that you're coming more connected with yourself, or if you're feeling like there's someone around you that you are needing to get closer to help you, or you can help each other. It's a lot of emotions, and but becoming more connected and more in control of your emotions.
Cool. Cool. Thanks, Anne.
Yes.
And then we have Stephanie. You want me to go ahead and pull? Or
Yes.
okay, it's 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. and we have Stephanie Marijuana Ivaneski. I think I'm not really, I know I didn't say it right. And then Nettie. And those are the three that I'll do. Angie, you've already had your reading. You'll have to listen back. It was early on. It was when you first asked. Okay. Or do you want to do three real fast? We'll go back and forth real fast.
Sure.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. So I'll do Stephanie Main.
Okay.
She has a little smiley face, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. I'm shuffling the cards. Sorry for the interruption earlier. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, perfect. Ooh, okay. All right. So here's what I have, Stephanie. All right, is that you're wanting to build something substantial, and it's something that it might be a business, it might be a new place to live. It feels like you're building a physical. Let's see. How do I want to say this? Okay. So the card that I got is called the Palace of Cups. And in this particular deck, there is no meaning. It's only a reading. It's all reading, okay? So what I'm reading from you is that, because cups are somewhat emotional, right? And this feels a little underwater, but really it feels like Atlantis or Atlantean energy. And so there's a lot of magic behind you and what it is that you want to accomplish. In that, I'm also receiving that you're a better balancer than some of your co-creators are, and it would behoove you to kind of be more in observation rather than in direct interaction with some people. All right, what you're building is going to help. It's going to help more than just you. It's going to help like a lot of other individuals. I don't know if it's exactly a structure. It feels like you're building an awareness. Okay. And in that awareness, it's filled with love and authenticity, and it's got all the bells and whistles, but it feels as though you are able to connect and bring forward this particular energy. And in this energy, there's a lot of flow. So there's connectivity. Water hits every aspect of the earth, right? So it feels like there's connectivity. It feels like there's flow. It doesn't feel stagnant at all. It feels like you're in your mastery, and it's mostly like you get to choose what it is that you would like to experience. There's a lot of emotions around us right now because Mars is having a good time in the sky. Okay, allow Mars its placement in sky travel, and just allow the recognition that everyone is emotional right now, because everyone is emotional right now. The reason is because the energy is helping us to come back into our physical form to have our experiences. We've been in our mind for a really long time, and now we're coming back into our physical form to have a complete mind body spirit sort of experience. And it feels like, okay, so let's do it on different levels. All right. So if you're looking for a place, the place is going to result itself, and you won't have to worry about it. And everything that you thought that it could be, it's going to be. If you are looking to move into a larger space, it is available to you, and it will be revealed to you. Do you understand the language? It'll be revealed to you. So it isn't necessarily that you're doing something; it's that you're feeling into it to really pull it toward you. All right. Here's the card. The card is really beautiful. I really love it. It's called a Palace of Cups, and it has like spears, and just a lot of really beautiful. But the light is coming in, and it lets you know that it is fully contained and ready for you.
Beautiful.
that's my for you today. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. thanks, thanks, Stephanie. I hope that helps. It's super nebulous energy, and it does feel like a project, but a project that you're holding really close to your chest, which is great because you shouldn't let a lot of people know about stuff like that. They can wiggle it up, you know. And I think that what you're doing is proper, and you should let it continue. All right. That's just what they keep telling me. All right. Next is going to be marijuana. Ivan is Sevic. Wait,
Okay.
Ivanisivic. Ivanisic. Civic. Marijuana Ivanisivic. I am so sorry about not saying the name right. You have no idea how much
Oh, I couldn't say any of the better.
consternation I have over that. I'm really sorry about that.
So I have pulled the Page of Pentacles.
Ooh, messages.
Messenger. So we have a new beginning, a possible message of um, the tangible thing. So it could be money, it could be anything that you're trying to manifest. It could be a message of yes, things are going to be coming forward. You're going to be starting a new. He's like starting a new chapter of creating something tangible for himself. So if you're thinking about needing something in your life, you might be receiving the yes, this is the time to do it, move forward, progress, listen to that, and keep moving forward in that, because this is going to be the time for you to start getting the things that it is that you're wanting to create and manifest in your life. So it's like the tangible things. It could be anything. It could be money. It could be like maybe a job. It could be starting, you're a new place to live, or anything tangible that you're in or that you're trying to create. You might be receiving a message of that. Yes, you're going to be getting that thing. You're in that direction. You're in that flow, that alignment. So move on forward. New beginnings.
Hit the ground running.
Yes. So that's what I have for that one.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now Nettie, I'll pull a card for Nettie, and then we have one more person if you don't mind.
Okay. I'm gonna have to.
You're coming. Okay, so to answer Shaylee's question, it wasn't a chicken, it was my telephone. So you're not losing it.
Can you give me a minute? I'll be right back.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is going to be for Nettie. Hi, Nettie. Nettie, I too have pulled the Queen of Cups. And you know what? Mars in Cancer is really wreaking havoc for a lot of people right now because it's causing our belief systems to change about how we feel. That's what it's meant to do. So when you have fire and water, it's going to create steam. In a Qi practice or a Chinese medicine practice, you have fire, your holy fire in the center, and you bring it below the water and it makes it boil. And then you bring the steam up to the top and that creates your belief system. You're the one who creates it. So you're the master of your universe. Your universe is in your head and the external is your experience. So the idea for me, for this particular card, okay, with Cancer being high, right? I would sync up with the moon is definite for you. Sync up with the moon wherever you're at and find out, like, you have to know where you're at. If you're in a full moon cycle right now, we're in a new moon cycle in that first week. So if there's things that you've been wanting to ask for, to bring forward, it would be really good for you to do that, but not in a desperate way. You have to let go of a desperate the energy. And really what it is that you have to ask questions in a different way. Wouldn't it be nice? Not can I have? Wouldn't it be nice, right? You ask yourself, wouldn't it be nice if I could experience this? Wouldn't it be nice to experience this? Those are the differences, rather than your ability being put in there, because you have the ability to feel and experience everything. It's totally up to you. So she's very singular in nature. She feels like she's held back just a little bit because she's not the king. So she is self-motivating, but she's still doing all the work. So you need to do all the work. All right. And in this, you'll find your balance. And let's see what else.
Did you
Like
get
her
temperance?
this is a Queen of Cups. So
Oh,
the
Queen of
one
Cups.
that I have has adornments. There's a lot of head action. There's Gemini as well in there, and Jupiter is in expansion there. So just knowing, right? That's my Queen of Cups. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Really.
she's the one who's holding the chalice for you. So that means that you're going to draw in more energy like that, more self-motivation, more understanding, more compassion for yourself so that you can be who you need to be for yourself when you show up. And that's your best bet. Thank you. Okay,
Did you
now we
have
have
another one?
Happy Girl 130. Happy Girl 130.
Okay.
Thank you, Nettie. We got eclipse energy. Couple weeks. We have a couple weeks. Few
Oh, for
weeks.
eclipse?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so, oh my gosh. The Queen of Cups.
What?
That's the third time. That's the
That's
third
like
one.
all Cancer energy. So that's like, so Mars is in Cancer right now. So here, let me, and just entered on the 5th. So still trying to create some kind of stability. The other water planets are going to be Pisces and Scorpio. Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm going, I wonder who that is. All right. And so in that, you're naturally going to have like all of the bodies of water that are going to be affected. And since it's starting at the very base of the wheel, right? The very base of the wheel, okay? Every emotion that we have is going to be taxed. Every single one.
Okay.
And today on the 10th, we're at 3 degrees. We only have 27 more to go.
Oh, yay.
Okay, so you pulled the Queen of Cups and you pulled it for Happy Girl, okay?
Yes. Queen of Cups. So this
Oh, 130. I'm sorry, it's not 130.
so
Happy Girl 30.
yes. So the Queen of Cups, she's very much in tune and in charge of her feelings. So it's going and knowing that you're good. You're going and you're doing the things that you need to do. You feel like you're in control. Um, you're intuitive and by nature. It's like a sense of I got this feeling. You know, you're kind of in the yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to explain the Queen of Cups. She's just a very intuitive, controlled nature. It's an emotion card, so it's a water card, says emotions. But maybe tapping into your emotions, it could tell you to tap into it a little bit more, to maybe go out of your head, go more into your feelings, and being more in control of that will help balance.
Hi. Okay, so Happy Girl 30, when you asked about taxed, for me, what that is that it's going to feel like a lot of effort, right? And it might be surrounding you. That's what I'm really getting. And you're the one who is shoring up other people. So you're going to have to call in more of that work-life balance along with that emotional burden, how you want to distribute it, things like that. Using your intuition, really playing on self-care, allowing yourself to love you through you is the best, right? And that's what I got. If Sarah's able to make it back, she does have commitments, so we usually end at 4. I'll do 3 more readings, okay? So let's see. Oh, good. Yay. Nope, it's just going to be me then. So I have 1 more reading. Okay. Oh, 2 more. Here we are. So I have Syl. I'll do this. We'll do this. I'll do that. That's nicer. Okay. All right. Then I'm not like hurting your feelings by saying your name incorrectly. So now we're going to go to Sil, I think is how like the pronunciation is, or Sil, or Soleil. Okay. All right. Ooh. So we have so maybe there's a little immature action around you. I would say that the action is going to be very passionate, and so it's well meant. However, it is really well served, and those are some things that you're working on. I would say that if it is a love question that you're asking about, the person that you're inquiring of doesn't necessarily have as yet the wherewithal to show up all the way for you. So really pulling in that emotional energy and discussing it with the individual and saying, this is what I need to feel comfortable and supported and loved and safe. What do you need? Really in that symbiosis energy, asking, right? Now is a great time. You have a little bit of time while Mars is there, because Mars is going to help us address our emotional burdens. So that's our action. That's our actionable state right now, is how to look at our emotional burdens. Where can we not take on the weight of the world and the weight of others and not feel like our weight is too much? And so in this, I would say that you're learning that you don't have to run away from situations and that you're ready to show up. Okay. And I think that that's it. I think that's pretty good. And so here's the card. It's an all water card. Knight of Cups.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. All right. And so here's the last one.
So I'm going to log off. I have to go.
Okay, no problem, sir. I love you.
I'll see you later. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Okay, we're down to the last one. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to answer a couple of questions for Happy Girl 30 because you're asking me great questions. All right. And then I'm going to come to the other one. All right. So this one right here, I'm confused. What is a lot of effort? Anytime that you push your energy out into the universe, that's a lot of effort. Anytime you pull or allow something to come toward you, that's ease. That's the difference. All right. No more confusion. All right. And then we have Jen. Okay. Okay, Jen, here we go. My language is different than most people because I have a purpose in how I want to describe my experience. So I look at it in different avenues to allow myself ease in a cyclic aspect of connection. So when I look at things, they're happening all at the same time. And I can see how the universal energies are moving through wave activity and particle being, right? And the idea is that I'm just giving you the energy that I'm seeing, and I can articulate it usually to the vibration that you are holding, okay? All right, so here we are. So Queen of Wands for Jen. You ready? This is Piscean energy anyway. This is still Pisces energy. So it's still water energy. Mars is going to come up a lot today. So in this particular energy, it feels like you are being asked to really use your intuition and pull that in and allow yourself to be, like I call it, the authority in your life. Mostly what it is giving yourself the story that the decisions that you make are the right decisions. They bring about circumstances. This feels like it's a very similar reading throughout. That lets me know that we're all on the same thread and the same entrainment with the same questions. Why am I feeling so much? Why are my beliefs changing? Why are these things happening? And mostly what it is sitting still and knowing who you are, right? Sitting still and knowing who you are. So when you're asking an external question, that will not bring you the answer that you're looking for. If you ask an internal question, that will bring you the answer that you're looking for, because we've created our external experience. We create it internally. We create it through past experiences that we've had, through thoughts and feelings, and how we come together to decide what inspired action we're going to use to move forward with. That's how the energy works. That's how our lives, the animation of life, life force energy, that's how it works. So we'll pull in ideas, we'll pull in possibility, and we'll play around with them for a long time. And we'll say, that might be okay. That might be okay. I don't know if I really like that. Now, if I don't know if this one, I don't know if I really like that. If that's like a focus, we're going to experience that because that is where we are putting our magnet pointer. Okay? In this particular area for you, Jen, what I would like for you to do is to point your magnet in the direction that you would like for it to be rather than in what you don't want. What you don't want exists, but you can make what you want exist just as easily. All right. And that is like the action that you would be taking. So a lot of Mars energy, but the Mars energy is about changing your belief system, allowing you to be the authority in your life. And when you make a decision, because that's what we do, we just decide things. There's no book of truth that we look at and says, oh, that's exactly how it works. That's BS. All right. So mostly what it is that you're going internally, you're checking this right here, and you're asking whether or not it's going to be enough for you. All right. This is the card. This is the card. It's an archetype card. So probably calling you into your intuition a lot more, but with an understanding that your beliefs are changing and that you can open your perceptions. Okay. When you're opening your perceptions, you can add more. They don't have to be just one, and they can all be separate. You could choose from what it is that you believe, because we believe everything and then we disprove it to ourselves, but it still exists. Do you understand? Everything is still there. So we're just looking at it with a different focus and a different perception, and that is the actionable state of our mind that you're being called to. All right? Many blessings. All right. I'm going to do, let me see. I'm going to try this one. Okay. I'll do until I go. Okay. I don't know how long I have. I have to open at 4:30. It's 4:22. So we'll just do this. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry if I sound very direct, but I'm a direct reader. I don't know how to sound different. When the channel comes, the channel just comes, and it's like this, like that. It doesn't care. It doesn't have an emotion to it. Okay, Thomas Wilson. Let's see. They said, cut the cards, pull a card. Okay. Ooh, okay. So right now you're in the middle of a spiritual lesson. The spiritual lesson is a reward for you of certain aspect, because you have mastered your magician and you're learning in context what the elements that you work with mean to you. So fire is your action, water is your emotion, metal is your mind, and coins or pentacles is your earth or material goods. So all of that was handed to you not too long ago, and you've been traversing through this understanding, and that means that you have mastered seven other lessons or 8 other lessons. Okay, those 8 other lessons are the very beginning of your journey, moving in and getting everything with you. Then the 2 is like going into your intuition. And then the 3 and 4 are your masculine, feminine energies, faith, the lovers, and then being ready to go and not knowing how to move forward. Now you're already done with all of those lessons in this circumstance that you're in. This question is asking you to assess who you are in that moment. Who are you? Who have you become? And it's Leo energy. So it's Leo energy. And that's where Venus is right now. Venus is very Venusian in Leo energy. So there's like a lot of, woohoo, I want to talk to you energy. And in that, I would say that your divine feminine, which would be like your emotions, your spirituality, is really coming forward. So using your intuition, allowing you to be the authority in your life would be of great benefit. It would, they're telling me to address second guessing. Okay. And so a second guessing yourself when you're the authority makes it difficult. So if you are the style of individual that's very methodical, such as I, then you'll need to have a lot of evidence from many different perspectives so that you can make a cognitive decision that brings you ease and comfort. Do that. Don't make immediate decisions. Sleep on it, give yourself a little bit of time, and that would really help you. You're being brought forward in the strength card. This is a spiritual lesson. You're being brought forward in a lot of karmic debt release. So you're doing a lot of internal work, and in that internal work, it's helping you resolve who you were and who you are and who you're becoming. I would also say that if you could be a little bit gentler with yourself, maybe introduce more loving, supportive language into who you are, that would help you a lot. Okay? Many blessings. Okay, so now we'll go here. Yay! Normally I don't take questions because that's me. Well, I don't really put questions because we're just doing one card pulls. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. Hold on. Woo! Oh, uh-oh. They said just pull it. This is the death card. Changes be a coming. All right. So here's what you have asked. This is like the best card to get when you ask that particular question. And I'll tell you why. Death is transformation. You're asking if this will transform or change. Yes. Yes. You're in the middle of the experience. That's the spiritual lesson. And the spiritual lesson, see, so the snake, serpent represents the south, the earth, all the land and all of its inhabitants, okay? So this is talking about your material aspects. And this right here, that's Scorpio, okay? So Scorpio. So probably around Scorpio season is when you'll notice a huge difference, all right? But also, remember Mars in Cancer, all the water is being affected. So your emotions are what will get you to where it is that you would like to be. Feeling a certain kind of way about who you are in the situation you're experiencing changes how you experience it. I just kind of want to let that sink in for a second, okay? So in that, asking yourself, am I ready for my situation to change? Right? Are you ready? Are you ready? Or are you still good with the story that you're telling of less? It's comfortable. It's comfortable to talk about lack for you. It's very comfortable. And if it's very comfortable, it allows your vibration to feel comfort and ease when you have lack, because it creates a loop that is habitual and a pattern former, and that is comfort to us. That's comfortable to us. It's not necessarily alignment. It's a level of comfort because it's something we can expect, and it'll repeat, expect and repeat, expect and repeat. What I'm asking you to do is to let go of that loop. All right. Your financial situation can change anytime you'd like for it to, depending on what you want and how you tell it to yourself. Hard facts, right? If you are in need of money, you can go get a job if you're able, right? If you're not able, there is assistance, right? So finances can come in. The idea is not where you can get. That's where everybody like kind of puts themselves into a place where it's inaccessible, all right? It isn't necessarily that you have to go and do. You do need to be a vibrational match for what you're asking for. With the question that I have up here, you're not. You're a vibrational match for your financial situation not to be where you want it. Okay? That's just part of the story you're telling yourself. Now, I'm going to give you the best I can in the shortest period of time, all right? The death card is always about transformation. It's always about going deep. It's always about who you are. Okay? It is the number 13. Friday the 13th is coming. 9/13/2024 is an auspicious day. If you are the style of individual that likes ceremony and ritual, that would be an optimal day for you to manifest. Remember, Scorpio is a major manifester. All right. And with Pluto, Scorpio's ruler, in the house of Capricorn, the grown up material world, okay, this is the optimal time because you've just had the gift of transformation handed to you to do a small ritual, sync up with the moon, and allow yourself to receive. If you were to get like easy, this is easy. If somebody handed you $100 bill, you would be immediately grateful and then immediately upset because it's not going to pay all your shit. Do you get it? Because it's two different vibrations. It is lack and abundance. It's both. All right. Depending on where you want to anchor in, that's what it will look like to you. And how we anchor in is the story we're telling when we receive. So if your story is, my situation isn't as great as I would like, that $100 is a gift. I do appreciate it. It will buy me groceries. It'll get this, it'll get this, it'll get this, but it's not enough. Then it will never be enough, ever. Doesn't matter how many hundreds you get. If you anchor in and you're in abundance, you're like, wow, this is so cool to receive. I love receiving $100 bills. You know what? I could get down with somebody handing me a $100 bill at least every 2-3 days. That'd be kind of cool. I wonder what that would feel like. It would probably feel like, see what I mean? Different vibrational offerings. One has an opening for this focus and one has an opening for this focus. Both show up. How you wish to look at it and how you wish to experience it is in the narrative that you tell yourself. The narrative will host every fear and every accolade you've ever had. Remember, 2 vibrational offerings every single time. It's called duality. We have duality in everything we experience. Maybe the pendulum swing of the universe is in its retrograde to where it feels like it's pulling away things that we would like. All right. It doesn't matter because it's still going to swing in the opposite direction to bring us that which we desire. It is the rhythm. It's going to happen. How much you let it happen is the question. All right. And that is the lesson for manifesting today. I love you. I love you, Ladybug. Thanks for taking one for the team. Sorry about that. Okay, last but not least. That was such a great question. I love you so much for that question. You have no idea. Oh, hey, by the way, Ladybug and everybody else who's here, on Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I have a free remote crystal energy session. And all you do is you get a ticket on the website, okay? And that lets you sign up for it. And during that 30-minute interval, you just relax and recline and you receive the energy. There's no digital anything. You don't have to log into anything. You just relax and lay back and receive the energetic adjustment. That'll clear out all of this silliness that the world is trying to help us focus with, right? We're trying to be singular and individual right now. Okay, so open up. All right, so let's see. Avatar Daria Janfar. I think that's correct. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Gosh, you know, I really do try to make my voice nicer. Like right now, it's nice. You see what I mean? So it's nice. I'm good. Everything's fine. I can just roll. This is me. This is Lucy. This is Lucinda. This is who I am. When the channel comes through, I don't know, it feels very poignant. Very like it needs to help. It needs to help. And if you don't understand this, we don't know what we're going to do. I think that's silly. Okay. We might not get it anyway. Okay, all right. We pulled the devil card for you. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel the devil card. We pulled the death card. Now we pulled the devil card. So the devil card is the number 15. All right. It's a healing card. It also represents addiction. It represents things that we're tied to that we're still unaware of. And if we don't address, we will reach the tower card. We'll have a tower moment. So in tarot, there's a succession of a story, a journey of the Fool. And this particular spiritual lesson that you're in right now, you quite possibly, in a relationship or duality in your behavior, right, are having a struggle. Okay. And I don't know if you can see that, like, they're caged, the lovers are caged right there. And that there is the pentacle on fire along with the devil, but it's also Capricorn. See? Capricorn, Capricorn, and the finger of Yod. Okay? All right. Okay. So as I look at this card and I start to read it, and then there's chains from the hands of the devil holding on to the cage, but it's all in fire and he's dressed in black, but his skin's very white. So there's a lot of contrast. In that contrast, remember we were talking about duality earlier. So in this contrast, there's something that you need to free yourself from that is wreaking havoc in your life. Something that is causing you to have a focus that creates detriment. I would say I'd hardly ever read this card like that. This card usually comes as money. This time it's coming like this, like an addictive quality that maybe you could put down. I don't know if it's gaming or substance or physical, but it's something that maybe you don't necessarily have. You feel powerless in this. Powerlessness is a very powerful position because we're usually in surrender. So let me read it. Let me read it that way for you, okay? So the Lover's card is about duality and relationship. And now you have the Lover's card caged on the Devil's card, chained, okay? To where, like, maybe relationship and duality are taking on a different meaning. Maybe there's a little obsessive compulsive behavior around something that you're experiencing. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily you directly, but it feels like you're directly being affected by somebody who has these qualities. I would say that you're reassessing your physical or your physicality, of like how you live, maybe a relationship. And in that, I would encourage more observation energy employed. I would say that anything that you're like highly or hyper focused in, I would look at it and see what the benefits spiritually that it's bringing you. Okay. If it's bringing you like a lot of money, that's not necessarily spiritual. It can be. Money is spiritual because it's just currency. All right. And depending on how tied you are to it, that is like the result orientation. What I'm really feeling is that you're being asked to look at your behaviors and assess and see where you can be better for yourself. I do have like an outsource besides you that's making it uncomfortable. So I'm not really sure if that's part of the spiritual lesson or if you have like two, like, no, don't do that. Yeah, do that sort of going on for you. Yet I would, do you know how, I don't know if you know how to, sorry, I'm not sure if you are aware of how to pull your energy into an observation spot rather than be like all in the experience. That would benefit you. Okay. It would benefit you immensely. Okay. So wait, I'm going to come right here. It would benefit you immensely. So mostly what it is I would say this. Okay. I would say to sit still, and you could even like take a piece of paper and write down on the piece of paper what the experience is, right? And do it in, this is what I see. This is what I'm noticing. This is all right, and pull the experience outside of you. All right. And you put it onto the paper and then look at it right? People might say like a pros and cons list, but that's not really it, because it's really you deciding and determining what's best for you. So, like looking at it and seeing where it's super beneficial and you feel as though you're in spiritual alignment, and then maybe the other things you could do less of. All right. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stop anything altogether, but there's certain focuses that you have that are causing you a little bit of detriment. Okay. And that's what I would suggest. Okay. Paper is really good. Paper is really good to like write our thoughts and like journal and different things like that. These quick exercises to be able to pull yourself into an observation point, you're just pulling your energy back to yourself, and then you're making an assessment on an external issue or situation. And that makes it a little bit easier. But that's what's called for right now. Pluto is in retrograde in Capricorn. So anything that you're looking at right now is definitely being reassessed and reallocated. Okay? Many blessings. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Tamra Padilla. One more. Ooh. Lots of spiritual lessons today. Sarah was pulling all the spiritual lessons and now I'm doing it. So here we go. So this spiritual lesson is the Justice card. So that's the 11. You're in a mastery of some sort. In that mastery, you're looking for balance, Libra. So I would say this next season, you're going to find what you're looking for. If you're moving, it's a definite yes, and it will be okay. There is, this is a very suggestive card for me, and it's saying that if you're not sure about a choice, to close your eyes and see what comes to you first. That is going to be your alignment. Okay? Giving yourself the benefit of the doubt, letting yourself be the authority in your choice, knowing that you're coming from a place that might be quite tumultuous and maybe not totally revealed as yet. Allowing yourself to know that you are the pendulum that swings both ways, and you house the universe in all of your actions. As you're in your actions and you're moving back and forth, what I would say is that in that balance or the scheme of things, that the armor that you wear is gently and supportively helping you become more of who you wish to be. All right? There you go. Justice. Many blessings. Okay. Let's see. New gold dream. Okay. That's a really good question, but why would you care? Why would you care if he like still cares about you? Is it, see, because like you're building an unhealthy relationship if that's like what you're doing. Okay. That's unhealthy. It's unhealthy because you weren't ready for that relationship. I'm not judging you. I'm just letting you know that that's actually what that is. A lot of times when we're in a relationship and the individual does things that bothers us, it's because we're in our triggers. We're in our emotional bank account that was built through absorption when we were really young, through other experiences, and they get triggered. And if we're not properly processing those experiences and knowing that it came from before, okay, then we're going to act out and react to situations as they come up. It doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us wrong people. It means that is the lens that we're using to look at life with. The idea is to give yourself maybe a little bit more understanding, right? You're talking about like jealousy and conflicts caused by other people. They're usually perceptions that we act on. So what actions you took in those perceptions is what you're asking about. Okay? Were your perceptions accurate? No. They were a little too outside. Was there evidence? Yes, naturally, for you to feel that way, because that's what we do. We gather evidence to prove, support, and reason why we feel the way that we do, when it honestly is a choice. It's a choice because we have two DNA strands that allow us to emotionally regulate our body, choose the emotion we want to associate to the experience that we're having. A lot of it is by rote, like it just pops up because we've had a similar energetic experience. And in this energetic experience, this is how we acted, and this is what took place. And so we're already at the end of the relationship before we've even begun. The idea is to go through and do those inventories, those internal inventories, to find out why you have jealousy and why do you think people are in conflict around you. What tells you that you're not good enough to be in that circle? What tells you that you're not enough for that individual? What tells you that you're not enough as a person? Those are things that you need to look at. All right, I'll pull you a card. And the 9 of coins comes up. So this means, oh, and it's Virgo. You got it. That's good. Okay, so syncing up with the moon is really good right now. And Venus is really doing her best in your life to show you that you're enough, to show you that you are enough in every circumstance. It has to become your story. It has to become your narrative. And it's difficult when we first try, because we think that we're egoic, right? And you are not egoic, but you have a lot of fear. And in that fear, how can you show up for yourself? First, find out how you can make yourself safe. How do you make yourself safe on a regular basis, right? Okay. Well, because yeah, how do you make yourself safe? Like what things, what internal things can you do to make yourself feel externally safe? Okay. A lot of it has to do with taking an inventory, writing down experiences that you've had with other people, writing down their part, your part, and then how you feel about it. Like, what were your emotions? What were you going through? What was developed? What constructs? Like when you were really afraid, when this happened, when you were 7 years old, this is like what I did. This is how I showed up. And this is like, this is what I need to do. Okay. The idea is to forgive yourself first, right? Forgive yourself for the age you are right now, not for the age you were then or what you did then. Forgive yourself for judgment now of who you were then, because who you are now is not that same person, yet it is a representation of that person. And that's who shows up when you're in any of your conflicts, is the person who is most wounded because they needed to make the most safety. All right? That person's going to show up and it's going to wreak havoc until you get to know her or him or them, and you begin to get in that deep connection and understanding that, hey, I showed up. I showed up. This is how I showed up. There's some things I'd like to change. I don't want to shame myself for showing up like that, but I want to go back to that 7-year-old or that child that had to show up like that. And I want to tell that individual how much I love them, because I'm here today because of them. And just pour an enormous amount of love into who you are in that moment and who you have become from that moment, right? That's what helps us integrate all of our bits and pieces, all of our bits and parts. And super important, because that allows us to be less challenged by the charge and the enormity of the charge from the previous experience that we had. So look, I'm going to put your second comment up, okay? So your second comment has your answer, okay? You're second guessing yourself, but you're really not. You're not. You're looking at your reaction and you're wondering where it's coming from. See, it isn't a second guess. You have the answer already. It's to go internally, all right? Okay. And the way that he behaved, you have no control over. None. And if you were dissatisfied in the situation, and even if your actions are not those that you would like to repeat, you have to ask yourself, was I right? And you're the only one that can answer that question adequately for you, that you made the right decision, that you made the right call. When we're first learning how to be honest, it sounds like this. That's what it sounds like to another person. It's so much to be honest, to be truthful, to be authentic in that moment. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. I need you to, right? Because we have so big of a charge, we need external help, but we're not asking for it in the right way. Mostly what it is looking at our behavior, not how we created that in them. That's bullshit. But how we created the circumstance that's brought about this particular internal feeling. In that internal feeling, how can I support and love myself for my choices? Let's say this is just the very first, okay? And you don't have a trigger. Maybe this is, I know you do, but let's say you don't, okay? Let's say this is the very first time you've had this experience. Today, no matter how long ago it was, you're going to judge yourself over your behavior. Rather than judge yourself, find out why. Why do I have this behavior? Why did I show up that way? Where does that come from? That will help you. Not because you don't want to have the behavior later, but you need to know why you made the choice that you did to act in the way that you did. Okay? We have no control over people, places, and things. None whatsoever. Absolutely none. All right. And the best that we can do. So when people look at relationships, right? Relationships are duality, their behavior. So we say, oh, I love this person. And we've attached all this romantic and romanticism to that particular energy, but that isn't love. Love is a vibe. Love is a vibe, and you could have it anywhere. Love is a vibe. It's a vibration. So when you're in a relationship, or you're in the lover's card, or you're in this passionate partnership, right? You're learning. You're learning what their behaviors are and your behaviors. That's all we're doing in a partnership. That's it. We're not making love deeper for that individual. We're loving ourselves more so that when that individual shows up, we can express all of that, right? And if that's how you're feeling, that he did that on purpose, right? Then why don't you trust yourself and be okay? All right. So I got the 9 of coins. It's situational. That tells me that you were right, but not all the work is done. And it must have happened very recently because it feels like a right now card. And when somebody does something on purpose, that's everybody, every time you do an action. Every time. Doesn't matter the action. It's the outcome that you're trying to say is the purpose. That's not true. That's never true. Okay? It is a beautiful card. That also shows me that you're trying to build like a home and hearth. You're trying to build a happily ever after. You still have some work to do to find out what that looks like to you. And if this individual isn't showing up for you the way that you would like, because it's not necessarily one off, right? There had to be a series of events for this to occur, right? So in that series of events, you don't necessarily have to second guess yourself. You can look at the behaviors. Just go into that observation point that I suggested earlier. Write down what took place and really look at it. Add as many perspectives as you can. All the perceptions, like, well, what would his friends think this was? Okay, let's write down what I think their friends. Okay, let's see what that would be. Let's see what that would be. That'll give you a larger, broader cast of perception and allow you to be the authority more. It's just simple tasks that we can do for ourselves to better support ourselves and make ourselves the authority in our choices. We say words like mistake, and a mistake is not, it's not a mistake. It's a choice. We made a choice, and this is the result. You have a math equation. You write 2 + 2 = 5. That was your choice. That's your choice. The teacher says, no, that's a mistake. You say, oh, I can make another choice. I can write the number 4. That will satisfy you, and I will feel aligned. That's how simple life is. That's how really, really, really simple it is. All right. Right. And so now ask yourself a question, okay? Have you ever been in this situation before where you've had another individual be in that experience that way with you? And if you have, then you need to look at that other experience and see what triggers were there. And then if that doesn't satisfy you, you go back and you work your way back until you see where the behavior was created. When you find where the behavior was created, you're still in a wound and you're still in the middle of that particular experience. There's no closure. You know how everybody says, oh, I want closure. It's when a ring feels like it does this and you go, oh, that's life. Okay. And we need to solve those so that we feel better about ourselves and we make good decisions that we don't call mistakes. That's why. And you're bound to have a lot of telepathy encounters because the world in general is coming into its intuitive quality. That is what the planetary alignment is doing right now. That's the age of Aquarius. You may feel that the age of Aquarius is about technology and all of that. It's also humanity. It's also humanity. And that's gonna study our structures and developments, and you can see the paradigms around us shifting and how there's voice for a lot of things of change. So allowing yourself to find out what kind of change is going to be good for you, what you would like to experience next. And if you're coming back to that relationship, I would suggest the reason you're coming back is because you want to know more about you, not necessarily the individual. Those questions would be better saying, why did I act that way? What caused that inside of me? And that would help you a little bit better become who it is that you want to be. It's not because you're not, it's just it gives you more insight into who you are as a person. Remember, forgiveness is key. Life is good. Everything's going to work out. All right. I'm going to pull one card for the collective. Thank you for asking. I didn't pull it at the beginning. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm late. Hold on. Okay, like I said, I was late. So here's our collective card. I'm glad. I'm really glad that you enjoyed the reading. Look at my seat going lower. You have to appreciate the humor of the universe, right? Because all I'm really doing is I'm just channeling collective consciousness, right? And in that collective consciousness, it's allowing us to be more of who we are, creating that authenticity that we're striving for, right? Okay, so today's card, the Ace of Coins. Okay, but that's right in alignment with Pluto and Capricorn. Okay, so the Ace of Coins is situational. If any of you have been wondering about money, or is money going to change, and material, not wealth. This is a new beginning card, so more material harvest, sort of things like that. I would say that by this time next year, things will be a lot different for sure. I think that we're just beginning to get a foothold in how we can operate with what's being provided to us through our government agencies. And I think that in that, we're, as a collective, looking for the entrainment of ease and allowance. And we're learning. And so with this particular card, you could see that the elk is here, and the elk is going to provide that wisdom, that this is the right direction. You're headed in a better place. It really does feel like in the autumn things will right themselves. I was told that I was told by infinite intelligence. I don't ever tell you guys. Okay. I was told by infinite intelligence that September was going to look a lot different than August. August was going to be a really dud, like a real dud. It was going to be really difficult. It would start in July a little bit. August was going to be and then September was going to be almost like recovery. And it isn't us doing it. So keep that in mind. So don't take responsibility for what's going on. That's not your responsibility. Those are external issues. Address your internal self. Find out how you can be more you in the circumstances that are being provided, and do your best. You're already doing your best. Give yourself a break. All right? Mystic Bond. I'll pull a card. Ready? Ooh, give it a rest. Whatever your question is, give it a rest. All right? So, meditation is usually what I say. So right here, this is Jupiter and Libra. So you're looking for balance and harmony, but your thoughts have you overpowered. Looks like you're in one mental story, right? And I would suggest, because it's situational, that you have the power to expand it or regress it. I would be kinder in the way that I tell it. I would meditation is a good thing for you. I would look for on YouTube maybe smaller, shorter meditations if that isn't like your gig. And then I would start telling my body, I'd tell my body I'm meditating when I do certain things. So if I'm watering, if I'm petting my animal, if I'm walking, when I'm doing these simple acts, I would tell my body that I'm meditating. Okay, I'm meditating and I'm walking, and then bring myself to I'm walking. That's right, I'm walking, because we'll have a lot of thought. That's fine, that's normal. You don't divorce yourself from all thought. We're consciousness, all right? So the idea is to get very singular in an understanding that you could pull through less to experience. That's what meditation helps you practice. Meditation is a practice. You answered your own question. You answered your own question. Okay? So, you see, you answered your own question. I have a creative project in mind. So, you have something in your mind, all right? And you're wondering, so you're playing with the energy of it. And you know that it's going to change a paradigm for you. You already have that knowing. So, you're playing with it. You're adding who you used to be a little bit, who you're becoming, right? And you're wondering whether or not this change is going to be significant enough to give you the lift that you would like, right? And what it is a choice. Say yes. Yes, of course it's going to change my life and build a career. There's no reason why it shouldn't. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to go ahead and do the things that like I'm led to. So why wouldn't it? Maybe what you're asking is, will I be successful? Well, what does success mean to you? We're all just looking for a way to land our energetic experience. If you're spiritually inclined, that allows you to be who you are. If you're not spiritually inclined, that allows you to be who you are. You're going to have your experience, whether you're going to have it, whether somebody tells you yes or no. It's your belief in what you're choosing that allows you to have the success of it, whatever that success is. For me, success is happiness. When I learned that it was a choice, I was like, oh, damn, I can be successful every day. So it's really up to you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. You can say that it isn't about success. That's fine. Okay. And if you're talking about it being like your nature, right? Stuck what? See, where are you stuck? You have a new idea. So where are you stuck? Those are terms that are limiting. When you use and apply those terms, that's the life that you have. That's what I'm saying. It's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because that's limitation. That's speaking limitation into your experience. Well, you asked a question, and I decided to pull a rune for you. Okay? Perth. I don't know if you do runes, but we're gonna open the book and we're gonna see what Perth has to say to you. Perth is initiation. Perth is initiation. Okay? So if you have this new thing that you're doing, you're getting corroboration that it's a right choice. Do you get it? That it is an aligned, informed, allowing choice. That's what you're already getting just by the name of the rune. All right? Here's the reading of the rune, and then we're going to end for the day. Okay. Initiation, something hidden, secret matter. All right? A hieratic or mystery rune pointing to that which is beyond our frail manipulative powers. Perth is on the side of heaven, the unknowable, and has associations with the phoenix, that mystical bird which consumes itself in the fire and then rises from its own ashes. Its ways are secret and hidden. I can tell by how you asked the question. Okay. Powerful forces. This is so perfect for you. This is so perfect. Powerful forces of change are at work here. Yet what is achieved is not easily or readily shared. After all, becoming whole, the means of it, is a profound secret. On the side of the earthly or mundane, there may well be surprises, gains, or rewards that you did not anticipate. On the side of human nature, this rune is symbolized by the flight of the eagle, soaring flight free from entanglement, lifting yourself above the endless ebb and flow of ordinary life to acquire broader vision. All this is indicated here. Spirit just came in and told me you're assured. Okay, here's the next. Another of the cycle runes. Perth stands at the heart of initiation. Nothing external matters here, except as it shows you in its inner reflection. This rune is concerned with the deepest stratum of your being, the bedrock on which your destiny is founded. Gee, it sounds like what you asked for. For some, Perth means experiencing a death. So transformation, right? In need be, let go of everything, no exceptions, no exclusions. Nothing less than renewal of your spirit is at stake when you draw this rune. So the paradigm shift that you're incorporating and you're calling it a career, a lifestyle change, definitely happening. You're already initiating it. So you're already there. The questions that you're asking, ask him in ways that open the road. Okay? What would be better, A or B? Right? You're the chooser, you're the decider, and you're awesome. You're very welcome. Okay, so you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and then we'll see you next Tuesday, all right? Peace.